Have you ever accidentally become the hero because of a costume? I didn't have a date for the Halloween dance, so I went with my best friend Tyler. He showed up dressed as a cop, and I showed up as a firefighter. Real jacket, real boots, real helmet, all borrowed from my uncle who actually worked for the city fire department. The only fake thing was my foam axe. We looked ridiculous walking into the gym together like we were on patrol. Strobe lights flickered, the floor was sticky, and the fog made it look like an actual emergency scene. Tyler bumped my shoulder and said, "Partner in duty, right?" I laughed and saluted him with my foam axe. The dance was pure chaos. The fog machine never stopped. Half the decorations were already sagging from the heat, and the teachers were pretending to chaperone while texting by the snack table. Every time the fog thickened, someone yelled fire, and half the crowd screamed for fun. I was loving it. I spent an hour polishing my uncle's gear, and everyone kept saying how real it looked. I strutted through the gym with my fake radio saying, "Everything's under control, folks." Tyler rolled his eyes but kept playing along, pretending to patrol for underage drinking. The fog machine popped like a toaster, and a puff of white smoke set off the alarm. Everyone cheered, thinking it was part of the show, until I smelled burnt plastic. The teachers started waving their arms, trying to calm people down. The principal shouted over the noise, "Stay calm, it's just the fog machine." But I noticed something weird. The orange extension cord powering it didn't stop at the wall. It ran out the side doors and down the hallway toward the science wing. The alarm cut off, and for a second everyone relaxed. Then the lights flickered, and someone near the door yelled, "Smoke in the hallway!" Teachers started shouting for everyone to evacuate. The crowd surged toward the exits, and Tyler grabbed my shoulder. "This your department, hero," he said. I was about to crack a joke when real sirens started wailing outside. Fire trucks, real ones. The crowd poured into the parking lot while firefighters rushed in through the main doors. I was standing near the entrance when one of them spotted me. Full gear, soot smudge from earlier, helmet and all. "You! With us!" he shouted. "We're clearing the east wing!" I opened my mouth to say, "I'm just A," but he shoved a flashlight in my hand and pushed me forward. I barely had time to look back before Tyler disappeared into the crowd of students. The hallway was dark, filled with smoke and the harsh beeping of the alarms. I followed the firefighters, trying to match their pace and not look terrified. We followed the orange cord past the lockers until it disappeared under Mrs. Carter's classroom door. One of the firefighters reached for the handle and jerked back. "Hot," he said. "We'll need tools." Then he looked at me. "Hit it." I swung the axe as hard as I could. It hit the door with a weak squeak and bounced off. The firefighter frowned, grabbed it from me and swung himself. The foam bent in half with another squeak. He froze, stared at the axe, then muttered, "These damn budget cuts," and tossed it aside. Before I could say anything, someone shouted from down the hall, "Smoke's spreading!" He swore, waved to the others and said, "Forget this door. We'll circle back once we've got tools." We started heading back down the hall, flashlights cutting through the haze. I was about to follow when I heard it, faint and high, a squeaky wheel spinning too fast. It wasn't random, it was panicked. Mr. Nibbles, Mrs. Carter's class pet. I turned toward the door again. The handle glowed faintly red. I hesitated, the team's voices already fading down the hall, then wrapped my jacket sleeve around my arm and pressed down. Pain shot through instantly. I hissed, pulled back, then swore under my breath and threw my shoulder into the bottom panel until it cracked open. Smoke poured out. The air inside was suffocating. The sprinkler above was sputtering weakly, hissing more than spraying. The cage was on the counter near the window, close to where the cord had melted. I could see tiny flames nibbling at the papers around it. "Okay, little dude, hang on," I muttered. I used my jacket sleeve to grab the cord and yank it from the wall. A spark jumped through the fabric and bit straight into my skin. I almost dropped it, but the plug came loose, and the lights flickered out. My sleeve was smoking. My hand throbbed. I grabbed the cage with that same sleeve, felt the metal burning through, and lifted it anyway. The heat chewed straight through the fabric into my palm. I staggered out, coughing so hard my vision blurred. When I burst through the side door into the cold air, that noise hit me all at once. Screaming, cheering, sirens. I collapsed to my knees, still clutching the cage. The principal ran over, shouting for water, and a real firefighter knelt beside me, wrapping my hand with gauze. "Kid, you're out of your damn mind," he said. Tyler was there too, standing with a group of cops eating snacks. He looked like he'd been living his best roleplay fantasy until he saw me. "Evan!" he yelled, running over. "Dude, what did you do?" The firefighter beside me looked between us. "Wait," he said slowly. "You're not a real firefighter?" Before I could answer, one of the cops pointed at Tyler. "And you're not a real cop either?" The crowd started laughing. I couldn't defend myself, too busy trying not to cry from the pain in my hand. The next morning, my face was on the front page. Teen hero saves class pet from Blaze. Now every time the alarm goes off, someone whispers, "Remember Mr. Nibbles?" And Tyler still calls himself my partner, even though his biggest rescue was saving the snack table.